Hello, my name is John Medina, and today I'm going to be reviewing the second teaser trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens. The first thing that we notice is that they've changed the color of the Lucasfilm logo. Although this is not super important, it is an indication that Disney is taking the company into a different direction. This opening scene is fantastic. It brings us back to the desert planet featured in the first teaser, only now it has been confirmed that the planet is named Jakku, and it is in fact not Tatooine like we all thought. The first thing we see is a crashed Star Destroyer. It takes up most of the scene. It's obvious that it crashed some time ago because it is buried under the sand. It's safe to assume that it went down shortly after the Battle of Yavin. In the foreground we see a crashed X-Wing. Nothing too important there, but in between the two downed ships we see a speeder racing across the desert. This is most likely Daisy Ridley's character Rey. It has been confirmed that Rey is a scavenger, and she is most likely going to try and get some parts out of the destroyer. Over a black screen we hear Luke say, "The Force is strong in my family." And then we see Darth Vader's melted helmet and we hear Darth Vader breathing. "My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too." This is a derivative of what Luke said to Leia in The Return of the Jedi. My father has it, not my father had it. Does this mean that Anakin will be a Force ghost in the movie? It's a good question, and if he is, how big of a part is he going to play? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? While Luke is speaking, we see him and R2. It's certainly a reflection of Obi-Wan, an old Jedi in the desert. Many people have speculated on whether or not Luke is going to be a Jedi or a Sith in this film, and personally, I think we may see a fine line walked by Luke. We have to remember that Luke did not start his training until he was already a man. He did not begin learning to master his emotions from essentially birth like most Jedi did during their training. It is possible that while he is not necessarily a Sith, he may not adhere to the rules of the old Jedi Order. The next scene is a lightsaber being handed off between two people, most definitely female hands. I think that the one giving the lightsaber is Leia. Who is she giving it to? That's a great question, and I believe that it's the same person that Luke is talking to. I also think that this is a symbol to represent the passing of the torch. The original generation is training the new generation, and I think that by the end of the movie, we will see some of the old cast leave or die, and the new cast will become our heroes. So we see a different viewpoint of a scene from the first trailer with the X-Wings flying over the lake. Beautiful scene. Epically crafted. In the X-Wing, we have Poe Dameron, who is described as a great pilot. Could he be Force sensitive? Remember, being an excellent pilot was stressed for both Vader and Luke, so this could be a subtle hint. We then get a quick scene of the crossguard, lightsaber, and Kylo Ren in action. I think that Kylo Ren is a self-taught warrior, at least in the beginning of the movie. In the first trailer, his lightsaber does not look professionally crafted. However, it looks like this one may have some improvements. So perhaps he receives training from Luke, a Force ghost, Plagueis perhaps. Next we see Rey and Finn running from a TIE fighter. Where are they running from? And what does Rey have in her hand? Could that be an ancient Sith relic that she found? I think this staff is going to be an intricate part of the movie, and I bet that Kylo wants it. Speaking of Sith relics, is it possible that Kylo is the one that actually has Darth Vader's melted helmet? Now we see stormtroopers, and they are once again holding people at gunpoint. Obviously, just because the Emperor was killed and the Death Star was destroyed doesn't mean that the Empire is gone. These people are probably trying to revolt against the Empire. I would not be surprised to see a ton of civil war occurring on the planets in the Inner Rim, because they were the ones that the Empire had the tightest grip on. And then we see Kylo Ren again. His mask looks interestingly familiar. Next we see the stormtroopers again, but this is the best shot that we have gotten so far. Their new uniforms are nice, not as boxy, they're smooth, and the helmets are awesome. Star Wars Celebration revealed some of the new stormtroopers, and they also gave us a special little nugget of information that the trailer did not. The Empire is no longer called the Empire. It is now called First Order, and the Rebel Alliance is now called the Resistance. Another hint at the ensuing fallout from the power vacuum left by the death of the Emperor and Vader. Now we get to see the upgraded TIE Fighter. Pretty slick, and we get to see explosions. First, I want to point out that much of this set is practical effects. It was built and you can tell. The only thing that's digital is the flying TIE fighter. And they use a lot of practical effects in this movie, and it really helps you get lost in the movie. It helps you be there. Obviously, in this scene, some kind of disagreement is occurring, most likely caused by sabotage, which I can't help but think Finn had something to do with, which is who we actually see next. He looks upset. Maybe he starts out as a stormtrooper and switches sides during the movie. Maybe he's a spy and is there to mess up things in the First Order's agenda. Hard to know for sure because J.J. Abrams and John Boyega have their lips sealed. The new Star Destroyer is fantastic. We also see a shuttle and a new type of ship we have not encountered before. Could this be a special forces of some sort? We do see a new Chrome Trooper in the next scene, and maybe they have fancy ships to go with their fancy uniforms. I say there, but I'm not sure if there's more than one. If there's only one, why? And who is it? Do they play an intricate role? I'm sure they do. The next scene we have BB-8, definitely an interesting robot. I'm interested to see the comedic relief that BB-8 provides, and I cannot wait to see the interactions between it and R2. I think that R2's not gonna like BB-8 in the beginning, but I bet by the end of the movie they'll be robotic friends. Rey and Finn. So we have no way of knowing which part of the movie this is. Is it the beginning, the middle, the end? Who knows? I think it's before the scene where they're running with the staff from the explosion, and after the scene where there's an explosion in the docking bay. This is when they first meet, and the rest will be history. Or already is. I mean, this is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Then we see the Millennium Falcon flying into the skeleton of the Star Destroyer. The First Order really hired some wicked designers because all of their new gear is awesome. The new TIE fighter is slicked out and chasing the Falcon. He takes a shot and in true Stormtrooper fashion misses, but just by a hair. This may be an homage to when the Falcon was flying through the Death Star in A New Hope. Then we get to the money shot. There could have not been a better ending for the trailer. We see Han and Chewbacca. Chewbacca looking as young as ever, crossbow in hand, and then Han says, "Chewie, we're home." What does he mean by that? I think that they are getting the Millennium Falcon back, but from who? From where? Will we get another cameo in this scene? We can only speculate. But oh, isn't it fun to speculate, especially when it is about Star Wars. This teaser was fantastic. It wet our tongues without giving anything away. Of course, let me know what you think about the trailer, and if you have any theories about who's, what's, when's, where's, and why's, be sure to leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and you can also follow me on Twitter at JohnnyM_Revo. That's at JohnnyM_Revo. Until next time.